Hey everybody, in today's video I am going to show you how to create baby shower books. So the first thing and the most important thing is where to design it and how to design it. I like to use Canva. I'm sure there's other like platforms or something you can use, but the most common is Canva. And in there, what you want to do is start with making a custom size, and we are doing a standard sheet of paper size, which is 11 by 8.5. It's just in landscape mode. The next thing is when it comes to me designing books is I make sure to get a line, as you see what I'm doing here on screen, rotate it to 90 degrees, and then I put it in the middle of the book. So that acts as the separation, so I know where both sides of the cover will be, and I can make sure my alignment when it comes to designing is right. Now what you'll see me doing next is just going through and putting, so I can remember what page is what. So I'll be duplicating all the pages, and then I'll be like basically titling them all, so I know the page 1 is the front and back cover. The front cover is on the right side, the back cover is to the left. Page 2 starts the insert, so the left is page 8, the right is page 2, or X is page 1 for the insert. And so on. So I know it's a little sped up, but I'm actually going to link this template. It's just a blank template, but it has the information as far as which page. It will be linked in this video, so you can go ahead and look in the description and get this template, so that way you already know your sequence when it comes to your booklets. So this is also the sequence if you are going to do front and back printing. Now, this video is not geared towards how to design books. It's more so for a person that's already experienced with the designing, but they just don't know exactly how to do the layout and things like that. If you want a design video, please let me know, and I am happy to make it. But this video was already a little long, so I didn't want to show all of that. Now what you see here is actually a template I offer. This one I do sell, which is all of the baby shower game options that I offer to my customer, along with the answer keys. Yeah, I also sell designed files, so like templates that's already pre-designed. This one here is what we will be using for this video. This is a customized book for a customer. But I also offer, if you want a customized and you want to print yourself at home, you can purchase from me. And also I'll offer templates where you can go in and edit and fill in Canva yourself. And a quick sidebar, any customized book you purchase from me is in ready to print format, but any template that you purchase, you must have Canva experience. Now on to downloading, you want to make sure your file type is PDF print, and I suggest using the color profile of RBG opposed to CMYK. With RBG, it gives more realistic colors to what your design looks like when you're designing in Canva. So if I send my customer a mock-up, when I print, the colors are kind of like spot on, versus with the CMYK, it actually, I don't know, it downloads and it looks a lot darker. I do believe with that it makes the prints a little richer, but like I said, you will sometimes get the colors that don't match. And it's important for the colors to match, because most times if you're going to do this as a business, people are getting colors that matches already their decor and different things like that. So it's very important. Now I'm going to go into the supplies. There is a portion on the settings for your printing, so don't worry, but we're going to go into supplies first. Okay, you guys, let's go over these supplies. So first, starting with the Koala brand inkjet glossy photo paper. First off, no matter which printer you're using, if you're using an inkjet or laser, if you have any problems with your printing, it's because you probably got the wrong paper. You want to make sure that this is the right paper for your printer, so making sure you know if your printer is a inkjet or a laser printer. So this is the paper that I use, which is the Koala brand. This is a very big brand when it comes to like the crafting printing paper community. You can find this on Amazon, and I love it because it's so easy and accessible to me, and I have quick turnaround if I need to order it. There's a lot of other businesses out there that sells really great paper, but this is just my go-to. The pound that I use is 48 pound. This gives me like a happy medium. It's heavy enough where when I print on glossy photo paper, sometimes when it's a little thinner, it can make the paper look a little wrinkly. Not even just specifically glossy paper, but paper in general. So I do like to go for a glossy for the cover, because that's more so where people are going to put their images and things like that that they really want to stand out. I also like the weight, because I don't want something too heavy where it's just like really bulky, but I do still want something that's structured, because a lot of people like to keep these as keepsakes. So this is like just the perfect weight for me. You can definitely play around and see what weight you like, and then don't worry if you have something different at home, you can still accomplish this. I also just showed you guys in the previous part of the video, I actually did my test print on all paper, and that came out really good. So I'm actually thinking of offering this as a lower form of paper, and this was in our normal print. It's not even in the higher print that I'm going to show you guys. So you can definitely accomplish this with just full printer paper. It does not have to be glossy. I just, like I said, like it because it just makes the book stand out, and that is just what I started with when I started making baby shower books. So yeah, so definitely suggest this. I have so many different weights when it comes to the Koala brand paper. So like I said, you can play around with it. It doesn't have to necessarily be this weight, but I do suggest if you want to elevate your books to use a glossy photo paper. Now for the inserts of the book, I love the brand Hammermill. I'm not really that experienced with too many other brands when it comes to copy paper. So this is just something that I like to use. I can say it is a difference from like your standard office paper you may see like at people's businesses, because one day my job, I printed something at work, and then I paid attention to my paper, and my paper was super like thick and high quality compared to the other paper. I didn't even really notice the difference before I started like creating party favors, but when I say this really elevates it, because it's like premium copy paper, and it's also 32 pounds, so it's still like a thin compared to like your photo paper, but it's also just really a nice quality. That's why I say you can really get away, if you get this type of paper, you can get away with making a full copy paper book. It doesn't necessarily have to have that glossy paper, but this is definitely my recommendation. You can do 32 pound or you can do 28. The reason I go with 32 is because some people do still get photos in the inside, and because I have to print in such a higher quality to get like really nice color payoff, it can make the paper look, like I said, a little wrinkly. So I like to still kind of up the weight just a little bit. So this is definitely my recommendation for paper, and this is also easy and accessible to get on Amazon. This comes in 500 sheets, so this and you can get them even like more with more amounts of sheets, or I think it's called like rings or something like that. I'll put it on the screen because I'm not sure of the pronunciation, but you can get this at really good deals. But this paper, I can do quite a bit of orders with it, so I love that. Now this stapler really will make a difference in how you are able to like attach your books and staple your books. Most people think when you're doing a baby shower book that a standard a standard stapler will work, but I'm going to show you why it cannot work. So, and this is called a long reach stapler, by the way, or long arm. It's like, people call it two different things. If you had a standard stapler, it would be cut off like here. Here, if it was that small, you would not be able to put the book in. It would stop like somewhere right here. You wouldn't be able to push it all the way through in order to get it where you need. And you will be forced to staple like this. Now, I didn't want to ruin this book, but I do want to show you guys the difference if you staple with a regular stapler. It can be done, but I'm going to show you guys. So I'm going to go in and I'm just going to add like regular staples. And you can do it as close to the edge as possible or anything like that. But first, it's not aesthetically pleasing to look at. It's not pleasing to look at at the eye, like how it was when we had it stapled here. So as you see, this is the one where we stapled through the center. I did kind of misalign this one a little, but you see just how much more cleaner it looks versus you seeing the staples directly on it here. And another thing is, you see how it doesn't allow you to open the book all the way. Now your book is really tight. So like I said, you can be careful and try to staple directly at the edge, but these staplers do not cost much and is a really great investment. So I definitely just suggest upgrading and getting the long reach stapler. And you can find these on Amazon too. So mostly everything that I'm showing you guys besides the printer, which I'm going to show you next, can be found on Amazon. Okay, you guys, so with this stapler, another reason that I absolutely love it is it has the stopper. This stopper acts as a guide to help you when you are putting the paper in. You can move this depending on the size of paper and where you want to staple, but when you are actively just stapling everything, you don't want to have to keep trying to slow down to align it. This will just easily help where when you put the paper, let me just get a paper to show you guys. When you put the paper in, it automatically stops there. It won't go no further than there. And that is the center of this paper. So you will have to test it out first to see where you want it. Now, one thing I noticed when I was doing this, because like I said, all I use my stapler for is for my books. So it always is at this measurement. I don't go past it. So I was noticing after you do so many, it'll keep bumping it and bumping it till eventually it will shift back a little. So what I did, this is a great hack, you guys, is tape down the stopper on this side. So that way it always stays in this place. And I also had marked it before I taped it so I could tell where I wanted the stopper to be. And it also helps because sometimes still over time I have to go back in, not to do too much, but adjust it back just a little so it still works. So those are just my little hacks I would tell you guys in order to get your stopper set to where you want it. But once you do that, and if you tape it down, I'm telling you, you'll be breezing through stapling your books. And you have this here so you can flip it, and then it has that little stopper part. So it works as like a guide to stop it. So you see this is an 11-inch paper. You would just go to 5.5. We know that's a half sheet. And you would just go through and do it like that. And sometimes, I don't know, mine be off. That's why I don't like to use this. As you see, it's just not something I like to use. But you can get it once you like work at it and stuff. You can get it like perfect for you. But it is an easy way to store your papers when making your books. But like I said, I don't like to do that way. What I normally do, so what I like to do, instead of using the scoreboard the correct way, because you can do it on here too. This one has like little indentions. This one I don't believe is made to do it like that, but it is possible. But what I like to do is just use that backing part of the board because it just makes it stop so it's not going anywhere. And then I just fold this paper over and it just makes it easy. So then when I fold it, this one is more accurate with the fold. You also don't need a board at all, and you can literally just lay your paper on the table. It's not necessary. It's just like you have to move slower when doing this because then you have to like pay attention, and it can become time consuming when it comes to like making, like if you're doing a lot of these books. So that's why I don't like to fold like this. And the star of the show is my computer and my printers. These are my babies, first of all. That's why I have two of them. And then my computer, I absolutely love it because it just gives me high quality when it comes to designing my images and things like that. Sometimes it can be grainy on other computers, so I really just like my iMac. I'm gonna put the tray back so I can show you guys how it looks. So this is the Epson ET-8550. I do have two. This is my OG. This is my newer one. The reason I have two is because, like I said, I do this as a business. So I am printing like on a larger scale as far as the quantity that I'm printing in the amount of orders that I've been receiving. So I did go ahead and invest in the second one. This is an investment. Like, it's not the most expensive printer, but it is a pretty penny if you're somebody that's a beginner and you like, I don't know if I want to invest in this. They do have a smaller version, which is the Epson 8500. Like I said, this is the 8550. The difference is the 8550 is a wide format printer, so you can print up to 13 by 19, versus the 8500 is the standard printer, which is just a standard piece of paper, 8.5 by 11. The great thing about it is, obviously, baby shower books are a standard 8.5 by 11. So if you know you are only printing smaller projects, then I would definitely just tell you to get the 8500, because the quality is still the same. It's just, like I said, just a smaller print. But I do this because I do a lot of other things. So yeah. Now, the reason I would say, I'm telling you guys, I have been through several different printers in my life. I believe at one point I had 4 different printers at one time. Currently, right now, I have 3 because I have a sublimation printer too. But that's what I want to talk about. Go ahead and invest if you can. If you can't, don't worry about it. Get you a more affordable printer. But if you can, because it's going to save you in the long run, instead of keep buying and throwing out printers or reselling printers, to just go ahead and invest in the printer that you want, that you are guaranteed to get high quality prints. So this is a 6-tank printer. So it has, I was trying to make sure you could see it. It has a black, a BK, a PB, which I believe is picture black or photo black. You have the cyan, which is blue, the yellow, the magenta, which is pink, and then gray. This really helps with those undertones and everything, and I could be using the word wrong, but that really helps, what really makes your photos vibrant. What I noticed when I used to use a 4-tank, 4-color printer is that my blacks would not come out like bold and actually look black. They were always washed out. My papers was always washed out. I wish I would have kept my last 4-tank printer. I do still have one that I converted to sublimation. I think I want to convert it back to standard, so just so I can do a comparison video and show people why this is a great investment. I promise you, I'm not sponsored by Epson. And even the other printer I have is Epson. I'm not sponsored by them at all, though. This is just, I'm telling you, I've been somebody that just has went through it, and I know for a fact this is the better option to have. So this is it. I am going to show you how to load your paper when you are printing your books, and the 2 options you have. When you print in borderless, you will have to manually rotate your papers, your books. When you are printing with the border, like I showed you guys how when you can trim off the excess and just print with the border, you can print in auto when it comes to double side printing, which is really great. Like I said, I am weighing my options. If it saves me time where I can leave home and be printing and it's in auto and then I just trim later, that may be a better option. But I'm also thinking of the time frame when it comes to trimming that white off. So yeah, it's just about weighing your options, but both methods work really well. So I'm going to show you really quickly how to load your feed, and also show you how it just auto double size prints as well. Okay, you guys, so really quickly, I'm going to show you how to just manually rotate your papers. As you guys saw, this is how the double-sided printed out. So it's already ready to fold. It's just ready. With this though, like I said, to get it to auto rotate, you'll end up having to trim the white off. So it's just up to like your preference. But like I said, if I'm in a rush, I would do this method just because it prints faster. With the auto rotating, it kind of slows it down to reverse the paper and everything. But that's a great method if you know that you're not available to just sit and watch everything print and you have somewhere to be, but you need it to be printing and it to be completed when you get home. Then I definitely recommend it, the auto two-side with the border. Now I'm going to show you, because I thought it'd be better, because I did screen record me saving all the presets when it comes to printing, but I thought it would be easier for me to talk through it and show you guys for those that are beginners. So I did go ahead and print the first 2 pages and we'll auto rotate it. So I'm just going to show you, and then I'm going to show you on the computer how to get those settings and how to make that work. So when your first 2 pages print out, this is page, if you have your cover, this is page 5 and page 3, so your odd pages. If you don't, like if you download without the cover and you just want to download the insert pages, it'll be the even pages, so you want the even pages first. If you do it without the cover, you want the odd pages first. So this is like for a full book in totality. So you have the cover and then your 2 pages for your insert. What you want to do is select the odd pages, so page 5 and page 3, and print those 2 first. This is how they'll come out the feed. I hope I have them the right way, because I did pull them out and forgot that I was supposed to show this part of the video. So you'll have this one and this one, and on each back side they're plain. They're blank. So this is just the best method to get your books completed instead of doing 1 page at a time. So do all of your odd pages first, and then now we're going to print all of the even pages. Remember to print your covers separately, because you don't want to mess up the rotation format in sequence if you are printing the covers with it. So once you pull it off of the tray, you want to just pull straight out and lift up. So you are literally just going straight out and lifting up where the blank side should be facing you. What you want to do is just go up and put it directly back into the feed. That will make sure that it comes out perfect. Now, I understand sometimes you may have like a stack of papers if you're doing like 100 books and things like that. You can still take them off, even if you have to take them off because they're starting to fall out the tray. Still take them off and sit them on top of your, or somewhere out of the way this way, so you know when it's time to feed them back through, you just lift it up and put them back in. That is the easiest and best method that I can tell you. Don't take them out and rotate them or anything like that. Literally pull out, lift up. And I always suggest using your rear feed. If you do only have like a printer where you are feeding from like the cassette, then honestly, I'm not sure that method. I would definitely just say do the one with the border and 2-side printing. That'll be the easiest when you are printing from the cassette. But if you're somebody that has that question, you just happen to not have a rear feed printer and you just really want to know, I don't mind if someone comments it and making like a short form video related to it. So I already have it set to and ready to print, so then I'm just going to go ahead and let it print and we'll see how it looks when it comes out. Okay guys, our prints have come out, so if we did it right, we should be able to flip, boom, and now it is in book format. The reason I also tell you guys to print the odd pages first, then the even, is because then it comes out and it's already in the format and ready to fold. If you don't, like, long as you print odd or even, it doesn't matter if you even rotated and you accidentally did the wrong. You don't have to start all over. The only thing that'll happen if you print it even first is that, or the incorrect first, is it'll be on top like this. And if the order doesn't matter the way your book comes out, then this doesn't even matter. You can still just go ahead and fold. But I do have customers that suggest, let me put this up so that I can move back some. So I do have customers that suggest a specific layout. And the way I also offered the template for you guys, where in Canva, where you can see which page is which page, that just makes it work out where it's going to be in a correct sequence. So like I said, it's not a big to do if you do print it in the wrong order, but it just makes it easier. Like I said, I'm somebody, I try to be efficient with my time. So when it comes out the correct way like this, I can easily just fold and keep it moving. So now I am going to show you guys on a computer the settings to get your books in a really nice quality. Okay, you guys, so this will be one of the most informative videos that you'll find on baby shower books, because I love you guys that much. So I am going to go through all of my print settings for the borderless and the one with the border. So what I'm going to do, all you do after you download your PDF is you're going to hit print. And like I said, I went through, you guys saw me preset all of these, so you already kind of really saw, but I'm going to like speak on it. So this is, first off, you want to make sure that your covers have their own presets. See, so I have baby shower cover borderless, baby shower cover with the border, the baby shower insert borderless, and baby shower insert two-side with border. So the reason being the difference is because, like I said, borderless, it just makes it easier. Like when you selecting it, it'll already like preset. So this makes it easier like on your future prints and things like that. If you save your presets, it's not necessary. You don't have to do it, but it just makes it easier. For as long as I've been making baby shower books, I didn't have my presets set. So making this video is actually beneficial for me to get a little more organized with this. So so we're going to start with borderless for the baby shower cover. So with this, I always just do range page 1 of 1, because all I am printing is the cover, because we are printing the cover with the glossy paper versus the standard paper. So then I go down to my print options and I hit print settings. And for the page setup, obviously we're doing borderless. The paper source, we are doing rear feeder for everything. So I make sure, let me zoom in some so you guys can see. I make sure that I do rear feed, not cassette 1 and not auto select. For the media type, we are using premium photo paper glossy. You do have other options. I have used photo paper glossy. I don't see a difference, but I always just do premium just for that extra enhancement, just in case. You want to make sure you print in color and not in black and white. Normally most printers auto set it to color anyway. Now what I did change, I have the option for Epson Vivid, Epson Standard, and then Adobe RGB. I just do the Adobe RGB because that's the same setting that I use in Canva when I'm downloading a PDF. So I just do that. I haven't seen a difference whether I do Epson Vivid or if I do this one, but yeah, like I said, I just go with what matches. Another thing I forgot to mention when it comes to my settings, I did download the Epson drivers to my printer. So you have to make sure you download the drivers, and drivers are free to download. You just have to like Google search them and then go to the website and download them to your computer. So you may have more detail, because they do have a newer upgrade where you have more details. I didn't like the layout, so I am on a certain driver. If I can find out the information, I'll put it in the description. If not, I do apologize for that. But yeah, you just want to make sure you got those settings. So that is for your cover. For the insert borderless, the only difference is when you go to your print settings, you want to make sure you're doing fine as your print quality. If you do normal prints faster, the higher quality, the slower it's going to print. I like a happy medium. Fine still makes the paper, like when I do photos on plain paper, it makes it still look really nice, versus when I do a photo with normal, you see all those little dots. So that's why I do fine. Best quality obviously would be the best quality, but I find normal prints in like 30 seconds, fine prints in about a minute, and then best quality prints in about 3 to 5 minutes. I did time them. So I like to just do fine. I feel like that still gives really high quality, but also saves me a little bit on time. So yeah, so just making sure you change when you're doing that to plain paper. I'm sorry, the media type is to plain paper for your inserts, and then fine as your print quality. That's the only difference from the cover. It's just making sure you change the media type and the quality. Now borderless, still the same method. Quality would still be premium photo paper and normal print, but so it's really like no difference. The only reason I saved this preset is because it already has with the border, so it just makes me remember not to print borderless, because sometimes I'll do that. And then the one with the border for the insert, now this one you have to make sure, let's go back up, sorry, and select all the pages. And I'm sorry if this doesn't make sense. I am just going to have a print guide made for you guys, but yeah, I just wanted to go over everything. So for this one, like I said, if you select your 4 pages with the border, you can print with the auto. So that's the difference with this setting, is this one is already set to do 2-side printing. And then I make sure that I change the document type to text with photo. Short edge binding. Short edge is going to make sure, like when you're folding in landscape mode. So you want to make sure, do not do long edge, you want short edge. You hit OK. But when it comes to the same settings I just showed you guys, the borderless versus border settings when it comes to the media type and the print quality will always be the same. It's just like I said, it's just like those few little differences. So this one being that you got the option for 2-sided printing. When you see the one that's borderless for the insert, you'll see that 2-side printing is not an option. It will not highlight it because it's borderless. I don't know what about it. Like it's a science behind why it doesn't allow you to do it. So that's why I say, that's why I have 2 different settings for that. So those are the settings. Like I said, I will have a guide where you guys can click in the links. There'll be a lot of things linked down below as far as supplies and different things like that. But you will be able to have a PDF print of the guide, just so you'll have it, so you'll know the sequence and the settings that work best to get the best results with your books. Okay, you guys, so this is just going to be a quick assembly. It's not going to be necessarily explained because we already did that portion of the video, but this is basically how it looks. This is the borderless one. Like I told you guys, well, maybe I didn't tell you guys, but because this is like thicker, I like to fold the cover and the insert separately. So this is just showing you guys my standard way that I fold my books. And then, like I said, when you print in the right setting, it'll already be easy to just go in and easily fold your inserts. Then we're going to do the borderless one. Get our stapler. Because I don't want the paper shifting when I cut. Like if I was doing a real order, this would be the Okay, this is the final look of the baby shower book. So this is the one where we went over and did our test print. So this is the one with just a standard quality print. Still a really good book, so don't worry if you don't have glossy paper, because this still came out very cute to me. I think it actually looks like a cute little storybook, like a real little storybook. So I absolutely love this. But then also, so you can see a comparison of when you do it with photo glossy paper, this is how this one looks. It is very high quality and very vibrant, so we love that. This is how the inside of this book looks. They both came out very, very beautiful. I hope you guys liked this detailed tutorial. And remember, this is the one that was borderless. So the borderless is a little bigger than that book. So yes, you guys, this is how you create custom baby shower books. I hope you love this video. If you did love or like it, make sure that you like the video, comment, and engage with me. Go follow me on TikTok if you haven't already. And if you are coming from TikTok, I thank you so much for coming to visit me. And yeah, you guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Comment down below and let me know what you would like to see next. Bye.